boundaries in a marriage can strengthen a marriage.
I mean, I don't know if you can get too extreme when it comes to protecting your marriage, the foundation of it, and setting up these boundaries even that I keep going back to.
Right.
I have a quote that I keep on my phone that I share with a lot of couples we talk to, and it says, affairs never begin in the bedroom.
I may miss a cue from a woman that was being flirtatious, and Amy sees it, and I didn't. But if she calls it out as a threat, then I need to take it seriously. Like David just said, who understands a woman better than another woman? I'm going to trust that she has our best in mind, as in the sanctity of our marriage, and I don't want to start eliminating threats when they're 25 yards and in.
Right.
I want to move from, if you guys are ready, I want to move from strength, support to protection.
Okay.
You okay with that?
Yes.
When I think of the word protection, I think of we shelter and we defend. Okay. You can find shelter in boundaries.
Yes.
And the word itself can bring a negative connotation when you think of boundaries. Okay. But I would like to take a positive approach to this. You can see that boundaries in a marriage can strengthen a marriage. Just a quick visual story about this. We have horses, and we have a mini horse. You all saw her name is Liberty, the cutest little mini horse. And when we first got her, she had to learn the pasture and learn the fence line. One day we walked outside, and she's outside the fence line. And we couldn't, for the life of us, figure how she got out that fence line. So we put her back in. We checked the fences. We couldn't find any wide gaps, nothing. Nothing was down. We put her back in. She got back out. We couldn't figure it out. We put her back in. She got back out. And so our daughter, our youngest daughter, finally figured we had a gate that wasn't really meeting up to the post very well. Maybe a space about that big.
It was closer at the top than it was at the bottom, which was perfect for her because she was so short.
So our daughter got an idea. We thought, okay, maybe this is the gap. And so she put up some temporary wood pieces. When Liberty got out again, the wood pieces were laying on the ground. So we knew that's where she was escaping. So we had to take care, we had to shore that up. The fence and the boundary, it wasn't confining her, okay? It was protecting her.
Right.
The fence line was protecting her from the devourer. There may be smaller, inconspicuous areas in your marriage that you have to shore up, and you have to be intentional. So let's talk about boundaries being a positive thing, and who would like to start?
I'll go.
Go. Good deal.
All right, so boundaries for me and Wendy in our marriage. We've been very intentional about our marriage and boundaries and protecting those over the years, okay? I mean, I don't know if you can get too extreme when it comes to protecting your marriage, the foundation of it, and setting up these boundaries even that I keep going back to. I've always made it a point, never had lunch with a female coworker, you know, as innocent as it may be. I've always made it a point to have another person, another male, at least. Simple things like that. Even our Facebook, we share a Facebook.
Which evidently means we've had an affair. I did not know that once.
I've heard that.
People are
That's
like,
how
if you
society views
share, they're like, if you have a
there must be a reason why they share a Facebook.
But he's from Alabama and I'm from Mississippi, and that was a way for them to connect with him. And I was like,
they don't trust each other, you know. And I'm like, you know, that blew me away. You know that some people think that, you know, that we've gotten so far. We've gotten so far away from just trusting such things. But anyway. Everybody, not everybody, but people may view it as something's happened in the past and he doesn't trust her, she doesn't trust him. You know,
it's the opposite.
And it's just the opposite. It's just the opposite. Absolutely it is. And I've learned over time that in situations where we're protecting our marriage, something that she sees as an issue, or it could be an issue.
As a danger.
As a danger.
Red flag or something.
It just went over my head and I never saw it, or vice versa. So something that may seem silly to me could be very serious in her mind.
That's the communication.
And it could have the potential to be very serious, but I never saw it, or vice versa. So just the simple things that I don't take seriously, or I think that could never happen. Why would you even think that?
Mm-hmm.
It's very serious to her, and vice versa. So I think we've got to listen to each other when it comes to protecting that, and it goes hand in hand with each other.
Right.
Just be aware, because the enemy uses that against us. So pay attention to your spouse. What seems serious to them, take it seriously, and don't just think, oh, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
I have a quote that I keep on my phone that I share with a lot of couples we talk to, and it says affairs never begin in the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
They begin with a text. They begin with sharing a little piece of yourself. You don't just wake up one morning. Most people don't wake up one morning and go get in the bed with somebody. Whenever you were starting the conversation, though, Amy, about boundaries, you said they can have a negative connotation. You're being pinned in, that how you said Liberty was thinking, I'm free. While there is, if done correctly, so much freedom in a healthy marriage.
Mm-hmm.
The freedom that Liberty was wanting, or that we sometimes want, it is not good for your marriage. You are not bound together by oath to live separately, to have your complete freedom. Yeah. And that was one of my walls, was selflessness. And I think that's a huge, you go into your marriage setting those boundaries up to be free within the confines of your marriage with each other, not to have the freedom that the world, has.
Yeah.
Has
and a great example would be that Minnie Horse tried to get out every day. Every day she wanted out. But everything that she needed and all the freedom that she needed was in that pasture the whole time.
Yes.
That's good.
About that.
So can I ask then a real practical question here? Because I know we like to be practical, because our viewers, I know, can identify with this. Maybe as women, we have maybe a little bit more intuition and can see a red flag here or there. So when Wendy approaches you and says, would you consider this? I'm seeing this. How do you respond to that?
Okay. Ask that again.
Yes. Let's just say Wendy is perceiving a red flag, and she's bringing it to your attention, something that went over your head as you described earlier. What is your response to her? I want you to be very practical.
Okay. To all the men that are watching, all right? And this is, I don't want to say it's experience, but it kind of is. When your wife comes to you with something that's serious to her, take it serious in that moment. Don't dismiss it and tell her not to worry, or that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because evidently, if she takes it serious enough to come and talk to you about it, it's very serious. It's weighing on her about something. Take the moment, even if it seems silly. Take the moment, the 5 minutes, the 30 minutes, however long she wants to talk about it, and discuss it seriously with her, and give her that moment and reassure her, and take steps in the future to not put yourself in that position again, or to not demonstrate that in the future, because it's serious to her, and she wouldn't have brought it up if it wasn't. So no matter how silly it is, in my mind, I need to take the time and reassure her.
And the ripple effects of that is when you do take it seriously and she sees you taking action, trust. Trust meters going up.
And that issue disappears and it's gone.
Well, we've already established earlier that even after 30 years, I'm still trying to figure out what makes my wife tick. Right? Men are not great at reading women and understanding how a woman thinks. We have a saying in my community, I've got your six. Right? So if something is approaching me from the rear, I know Amy has my back. Right? I can't see it. I'm not looking in that direction, or it went over my head. But if she calls it out as a threat, then I need to take it seriously. Like David just said, who understands a woman better than another woman? And Amy has, look, I may miss a cue from a woman that was being flirtatious. Let's just make this hypothetical, okay? And Amy sees it, and I didn't. And if we get in the car after that encounter with that group of people or whatever, and she says, you must not have noticed that individual was acting inappropriately. flirting with you, whatever you want, however you want to define it. I can't dismiss that. I've already established I don't know how women think.
Yeah.
So why would I not trust if my wife tells me
Right.
there's something more to that little encounter you just had there, and you need to be aware.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to trust
Right.
that she has our best in mind, as in the sanctity of our marriage. And I don't want to start eliminating threats when they're 25 yards and in.
Yeah.
Right.
We can figure that threat out at 500 plus yards.
Yeah.
Let's keep it there.
Yeah. And back of your mind, you might be going, oh, you know.
Is that what you were thinking?
I still got it, you know. You know, as innocent as that is, as innocent. You know, in the back of your mind, I mean, it's flattery almost, but we've got to be so careful with that. All right. And I'm being, it's funny, but I'm being serious.
I know.
You know,
I'm just thinking about all
everybody loves a compliment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as men, you have to look past that and say, okay, you know, as flattered as I am, you know, that could be a disaster down the road, and you know, whatever that looks like.
It could be the other side of that coin too, that we have an encounter with another woman with the best of intentions, trying to be helpful, trying to be supportive, whatever. You know, again, we're in hypotheticals, but if Amy comes to me later and says, don't you understand that could have been misconstrued? I need to say, I did not.
Right.
But thank you for bringing it to my attention, rather than, oh, come on, I was just trying to be nice.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? Because again, she knows how women thinks. I do not. Even after 30 plus years together, I still am trying to figure this stuff out.
Yes.
We have, again, I keep relating things to my experience, my career. We protect in the military. We protect an installation in depth. Okay, integrated defense, multiple layers. Thank you, of different mechanisms. Whereas when most people approach a military base, they just see a fence line and a gate. That's not all there is to the defense of that installation. And I won't go into details because
but it's like deeper.
Absolutely. And so when you want to protect your marriage, the walls that we're talking about, number one, what are the quality materials that you're using in your construction of your walls? As we found out a couple of years ago, after our house got hit by a tornado, the insurance adjusters that came out, the contractors that came out, said if your house would have been stick and vinyl, 2x4 and vinyl siding, or even brick and mortar, it wouldn't be here, right? But we have a log home. The logs overlap each other in the corners, and then every 3 logs is lag bolted together. That's not coming apart, right? So when you're building the walls of on the foundation of your marriage, what quality construction are you willing to put in? Because if you want something that's going to last the tests that will come, like a tornado tested our house,
better to use the good stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you just want to throw something up real quick, just to say you did it and it's there, and from a distance it looks like it is securing things, but it can be easily destroyed. So the quality of those materials and the time and the effort and the energies that you invest into building the walls for your marriage, and then overlapping sectors, right? As Amy pointed out with Liberty, it only took something that was almost indiscernible for her to be able to get out, or for the enemy to get in.
That's true.
Right? When we get complacent about the little things that we allow to penetrate the walls or to even approach the walls,
right?
Then that's because it was who used to do the rest of the story?
Paul Harvey.
Paul Harvey.
That's it.
And he have a whole segment on if I was the devil.
Yeah.
Right? The devil's not going to come at you with a pitchfork.
Yeah, it's the little
and his horns and his little, spiky tail thing and say, hey, I'm the devil, I'm here to destroy your marriage.
around the corner.
Yeah.
He's going to do it in the most indiscernible way possible. And so when we don't trust one another to say, hey, this is a vulnerability that we're allowing in, we are not allowing this to penetrate the walls. We're keeping those elements out there.
I'm not going to say that things didn't exist back when, but I would like to make the comparison. When we grew up and we had a phone call to come to our house, our phones were on the wall, right?
Yeah.
You took the phone call and just about everybody in earshot could hear the conversation. Okay, I know flirting and adultery happened back in the day just as much. But I do also know that we have more privacy and more things with these devices, okay? Our computers, they're getting smaller. They're handheld. We can take, before, back in the day, when you got the desktop back in the 90s, it was in a room everybody saw, okay? Yeah. We have got to even be more careful.
Yes.
I like all your analogies, and I agree with them. I don't have anything to add except for our responsibility grows even more when we have more privacy. Our integrity needs to be lined up to where what we do in private is the same what we do in public.
Yes.
And we need to be accountable to one another.
Yes.
I should not be offended if he comes to me and says, Amy, I'd like to look at your phone. That's one of our boundaries in place, okay? You spoke about boundaries. We consider them healthy. He should not be offended if I come to him and say, Chad, I need to see your phone. The accountability has to be there.
We don't even have to ask permission.
That's true.
Right.
Our PIN numbers for our phone
true.
are the exact same.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Right? Like, so it's not like, well, I've got it all locked up and she can't get in it.
That's right.
If she
that just throws up a red flag.
Phone up and punch in that passcode and right, like.
Thank you for clarifying.
And also, but back to the communication piece. My wife should be able to look me in the eye and say, are you acting in any way towards lust towards another woman? Are you looking at things you shouldn't be looking at, watching things you shouldn't be watching, having conversations that you shouldn't be having? She should be able to make direct eye contact with me and ask me that question, and not me going, you don't trust me? Right? Defensive. Right? If we can't have these conversations with one another, that is a mechanism that will facilitate potential problems down the road.
Absolutely.
One of the things that I've tried to even share this in my opportunity as an instructor, when I get to talking about life skill stuff, if my goal is to never cheat on my spouse, like you said, I can't do that if I'm never alone with another woman. Right. So you said lunch. I'll say I won't be in a car. I will not be in a room. I will not be in a car. I sound like Dr. Seuss.
In a car.
I'm not going to be anywhere with another woman that's not my wife, my daughter, my mom, my sister. Right. And then when I'm doing that, I'm keeping those targets out 500 plus yards.
Right.
I've made people mad. Hey, are you going that way? Yeah. Can you give me a ride? Nope. What do you mean no? I mean, you're not getting in my vehicle. Well, why? There's nothing going on between us. You're dang right there isn't, and there ain't going to be. And I'm not giving the perception.
The appearance. That's what I was going to say.
To anybody else that there is.
Right.
Because that can cause just as much of a problem. It loops back 50 ways from Sunday back to her. Hey, I saw Chad with this other woman in his car, and they were driving. Well, what kind of doubt does that potentially put in her mind? Like, what? You didn't tell me that. So if you want to truly keep the actual
the integrity
from ever
of
happening, then you also ought to be be interested in keeping the perception of the actual
at all costs
from ever happening.
That's
good. As silly as it seems.
That's all.
No, that's it.
We had somebody that used to teach us, they were called little foxes. You know, you let the little foxes in, and that's what undermines your marriage. I can't even remember if I've shared this here, but David and I have talked about this. I remember when 50 Shades of Grey came out. Now, I'm not knocking anybody, whatever, but the amount of Christian women that lost their minds over Christian Grey the lust.
I remember they were going in groups to see it.
The church ladies, you know, it go. And I was actually watching something on TikTok last night, and they were talking about this country music singer. He has a new video, evidently, and he's supposed to be gorgeous, whatever. Well, it was a pastor's take on, you know, you're undermining your marriage. This is lust. We don't take lust as serious as we should take lust. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I hear say, well, that's my work wife. That's my work husband. No, she ain't. She's not, you know, but and that's not major. You're not having an affair. You're not, you know, but it's little foxes. You steady chip away at things. David, we shared this with the kids not too long ago. There was somebody that messaged him through work. You know, he needed to communicate with her, but she added a little emoji at the end of a sentence that I about lost my mind over. And I was like, from now on, group message or she don't speak, I will go somewhere. I am just that protective over. And he was just devastated. He was, oh my God, I'm so sorry. But immediately, a group message.
But you know how many people would disregard that altogether?
Yes.
And even
it's
as
a personalization of a supposedly business nexus communication that didn't need to be there.
Yes. And again, I don't think she did.
Maybe she didn't.
But
if you're paying attention to the details, and
that's how it starts.
You're set on not allowing yourself to become complacent.
But and it was his reassurance. It was his automatic group message. I was like, okay, taken care of.
And even as intentional as I try to be, you know, she saw that, and I was like, and after 30 years of marriage and all this experience, I was like, dang, you know, knucklehead. Even as innocent as it is, you know, you still have to be so intentional and protective after 30 years.
Yes, always. It never stops. You build more trust, and you're able to communicate better.
Right.
But it never stops. You still have to have protection over those boundaries over your marriage.